Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to score this beautiful pattern on our loaf. It includes 2 leaves and a wheat husk, and I hope you're ready to score some art on your loaf. So let's get started. We're going to take our loaf, the banneton, from the fridge. I kept this there for 22 hours this time. I'm dusting it with flour. This will be the bottom of the loaf. And line the parchment paper on top of it and just flip it on the cake stand. Do it slowly if you're not practiced, but this is, you'll get used to it if it's kind of hard at first, but you'll get used to it. Because I dust the banneton with brown rice flour so that it doesn't stick, I have to clear that first and then spray it with water so that retains moisture. And the most important step at this stage is the white flour. We dust the loaf with white flour before scoring so that it provides us with that white background like a canvas for art. Spread it around so that it's a uniform white cover and get ready to score. So what I usually do is use a toothpick to mark my outlines for the pattern. In this case, I'm doing this nice swirl, that diagonal swirl, 2 of them, 2 parallel swirls that look like a belt, really looping around diagonally across the loaf. And on either side of that looping belt, we'll do the outline for a leaf. And really, you don't need to be an artist, just do it as best as you can, be as creative as you can. This is your canvas and you get to score it in whichever way you want. So the goal is to make the leaves have more of a 3D effect when the bread is finally baked. So for the outline of the leaf, I angle the lamp so that it gets underneath the top layer. So I would say at about 60-degree angle, go in. And this cut is the deepest, as it says in the song. This cut is the deepest. Well, it says first cut, but this particular cut is the deepest. When we mark the veins on the leaf itself, those score marks will not be as deep. They have to be shallow because we do not need a 3D effect on the leaf itself. Just the outline, so the top, it kind of rises as the leaf bakes. And another note, as you can see here at the bottom of the leaf, where it would meet the stem, I did not connect those 2 lines. So I don't want that part to stand up. I don't want the whole leaf to kind of come off the loaf itself. So the next step is to do the fine wheat husk scoring on the looping belt. So as you can see, I'm going to do the score on both of those lines, being careful not to cut too close to the outline of the leaf. Now I'm doing very short and fine and closely spaced wheat husk. You can do it any which way you want. In fact, what you can do is here, if you're not comfortable or don't like this one, you could do longer score marks starting at the edge of that each parallel and scoring so that the lines meet in the middle. That would be like 1 wheat husk. But this was my choice. I was trying to see if I could have this nice wheat husk belt between the two leaves. It does require a little bit of a patience. See, I'm trying to be very careful not to touch the leaf outline itself. So this one, for this one, I used a mix of King Arthur bread flour, spelt flour, and all-purpose flour, and a little bit of einkorn. Einkorn is this ancient grain that hasn't been modified, or and I like the taste that I have when I add einkorn and spelt to my bread. In this one there's like 56% bread flour, and the overall flour mixture is about 425 grams. Most of my breads are at about 75 or over hydration, which means if the entire flour mixture is 100%, 78% of that weight would be the water. Okay, so here's for the leaf itself. As I was saying, I'm doing shallow scores. You can do the veins, you can do as short, as long as you want. So each leaf has its pattern of their own, so it's up to you what kind of pattern inside the leaf to do. And for the outline, some people use scissors, so the outer edges, to do this feathering, but I choose to use my razor, and coming from the end I just score the edges of the leaf. So then you have these nice margins. Okay, there you go. Take your time, just check out, the entire pattern to see if you're pleased with your scoring. And now the most important thing for the baking is the ear, the inside score. So because I don't have a lot of room, I'm going to do 2 scores. First, I'm going to slowly score in this belt, in the middle of the belt, between the 2 wheat husks. So hold the parchment paper in place so that the bread doesn't move if your surface is slippery, like my cake stand. So here I hold the lamp at 45-degree angle and slowly go between these 2 wheat husks, because I don't want my score to touch the wheat husks, otherwise it will tear. And now that I have the first cut, I go in deeper because we want it to expand to give room for the bread to rise. And this is ready. This is going to be baked at 500 degrees for 25 minutes with the lid on, another 20 minutes with the lid off, and you'll have this beautiful color. Check out the color of the bread and the contrast with white flour. And these two belts, the wheat husks, are very ready and visible and beautiful, and the leaves are gorgeous. And the entire pattern turned out great. I hope you liked this video and that you would subscribe to my channel and you'll score some art on your bread. See you soon.